right team, right side. Yep. So we're going to be starting this up again. They aren't banning We Don't Ban. That's kind of interesting. Rammus and Rise being banned off for the Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 2. What do you think about the non-bans over here, Grandier?
Well, I'm so happy that they're like actually doing what their name says. I was gonna give them hell if they didn't. I have no idea what happens in a situation like this. It's gonna leave 3 champions open, so I guess each side is going to get a share of the really powerful champs. I mean, if they, depending upon like what teams they might encounter later, if they advance,
Yeah, definitely. If they advance some other people, I mean, that banning situation might be different, but it makes sense. I was saying your name because I was hoping that I said your name right. Is this Grandier, right?
Gandair.
Gandair. Sorry about that. There you go.
That's Gandair. My name is really hard to pronounce. I don't know why.
It is, but it's actually a really cool name. It's almost like Gandalf or all the other folklore kind of mystical stuff like that. We do have the picks coming out right now.
They banned Yorick.
Yorick's still being banned out, and we do have a Darius first pick, kind of a dunking pick. How do you feel about that pick for Dominion? Slash, in the metagame for Dominion in general, since I'm pretty new to this, what is usually the picks that you'll see?
Well, you will see a lot of Caston. You'll see a lot of Caston. You'll see a lot of Yorick, Warwick, Pantheon, Jax, Poppy, Urgot, Wukong, Darius, Rise, Rammus, 80 Mals, some other stuff that I can't remember off the top of my head.
So a lot of tankiness plus, you said 80 Mals, you said Poppy, so Poppy is because of the wall you can actually close in. 80 Mals is, wow, really? That's a good thing in Dominion as well?
Oh yeah, 80 Mals, bottom lane. It builds that AD. The Voidling gets 100% of your AD and crit, and you can harass from a really far away distance with the Voidling. It's pretty powerful.
Dang.
You get a Manamune and some stuff.
And it'd be really easy to build boost because you do have that ramp from the beginning. We do have Urgot and Cassidy picked out. Urgot, I'm guessing he's gonna be bottom because I'm guessing your bot lane is what, your farm lane pretty much.
Yeah, the bottom lane literally supports the rest of the game. You get to farm a little bit down there, and it's really important to keep those points held because if you lose a point, then people have to swing down away from top, and then the battle gets kind of lopsided. It starts to literally on the map lean to one side or the other. As you draw people away from top, you'll see people start to push away, from one side to the other. So it's important to have sustainable bottom lane characters, so that they can keep the bottom lane consistent, so that the top lane can kind of do whatever they want without having to break people off and go bail out the bottom.
Definitely, indeed. We are going to be picking up a Alistair Janna ban so far, Cassidy pick as well for both teams. Really, like, what do you see as team comps for either team right now for the Dominion domination, really?
Team comps, I'm not gonna lie, that's my weakest suit.
Okay.
Is being able to tell you how certain characters interact with other certain characters. There's almost 100 champions of the game. That and ability names are the things that I'm the weakest at.
No problem. So I'm guessing at the top when you have 4 people kind of fighting for it, because usually what I see as a situation for Dominion is you have 4 people top pretty much trying to fight for that area, 1 person bottom just defending whatever he can. The 4 people top are usually like people that can close gaps pretty easily. Like that's why you see Darius, that's why you see Cassidy, and people that can kind of point around. That's why you're seeing Ezreal or Graves. I mean, Quick Draw or Arcane Shift are really good abilities for that, but also with Ahri, so that would kind of make sense, I think, for Team Purple, which is, I think, We Don't Ban still. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, I'm going to go fix that right quick, is picking up the last 2 people of the team. I mean, what do you expect from that, being that it is Galio and Pantheon?
Galio is a champion that I don't get to see too often in a Dominion, in a competitive Dominion environment. He's a pretty solid champ, but I don't see him enough to really comment on the way that he might be used. Looking at their team comp, however, you see Alistar, Janna, Galio, Darius, and Pantheon on that side. So they have two very powerful AD champs. And they have Janna, makes very solid support. We also have Alistar and Galio, and both those can be very tanky, very hard to unseat, but it takes away that potential third damage slot. I also don't know who their bottom laner is going to be. Might be Galio, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it.
It probably could be Galio, yeah, and probably is Galio from what anything is, because he does have that Resolute Smite, the Q to do some range, but I mean, it could be Janna maybe too. I mean, AP Janna would be fun.
I doubt it would be Janna. Janna's more of a top lane disruptor because of the way that her line effect can interrupt so many caps simultaneously. It's very, very good to have. Her ultimate's also really good for positioning and
breaking
whatnot.
people off of the turret.
And her shield. Oh, that shield. So
strong. Yeah, definitely indeed.
Yep.
We are waiting for the last pick for We Don't Ban, but what do you see out of We Don't Ban so far for their team? Comp.
Well, they have one of the better bottom lane champions in the game, which is Urgot. Urgot actually does get banned sometimes, picked sometimes, and just ignored altogether some other times. But he's a pretty solid bottom lane champ. I expect that we would see him down there. However, Ahri's also a champ that you see bottom lane sometimes. Kassadin's the most banned champion in all of Dominion just because of the way you can just build a lot of mana and just spam Riftwalk in the enemy team, and you'll be hard to kill because you have a lot of tanky items like Frozen Heart, Odin's Veil, etc. And you have a lot of mana from those same items. And Riftwalk's base damage is what gets multiplied every time you cast it, so you really don't need to build a lot of AP if you're relying on Riftwalk to deal your damage. So you're hard to put down, and you just kind of sit there and you do a whole lot of Riftwalk spam. He also got Silence, he got Slow, he's got really good chase, he can escape very well. Very, very good champion. Graves does a lot of damage. I'm actually surprised that we don't see him more in Dominion. I've always been curious as to why that is, because he does serious damage. He's got some fair amount of AoE with his abilities. Blitzcrank is just a disrupting machine, literally. He's actually a machine that disrupts. So you see that. You see him like to build a little bit of AD, get the Manamune and some stuff. Manamune Training Force is something that you'll actually see on him a lot. It's because the skirmish nature of this game really enables you to do that.
Definitely. I would think so.
Yeah.
The Power Fist with Blitzcrank would be really powerful and can get down a lot of damage, but also with a double 80 proc from all his 80 damage, it'd be really good to see. I understand why Kassadin would be one of those to be picked up for, just because of, yeah, you're right, Riftwalk just go all around the freaking map and be like, oh, hey, alright, I'm by, alright, I'm gone. Like, do you see, like, most teams with Kassadin kind of win out Dominion games, or it still depends on the team comp, per se?
Yeah, it definitely depends on the team comp. He's just a really, really strong asset to the team. A very skilled Kassadin can definitely run a game, but at the level of play that happens, in tournaments, you generally don't have the skill gap, to enable a Kassadin to be able to do that as well as he can in lower ELO, as it were. Look at the summoner spells. They make me kind of raise an eyebrow, because they seem... I see a whole bunch of flashes, and flash isn't something that you see too often. You usually see the Exhaust Revive, Exhaust Revive and Garrison Revive combination. A little bit more rarely you'll see Revive, Ignite, or if you're Zamike, it'll just be like Exhaust Garrison because he never takes Revive. But he's not in this game, so we don't have to worry about that. But you see a very, very even distribution here. You got a few Revives on each team. Well, one team's got 5, one team's got 3. Yeah, there's a couple of Garrisons, there's some Flashes, there's some Exhausts, some Ghosts. I'm a big fan of Revive Ghost, but that's just because I like to move fast. In a competitive environment, Exhaust is way better.
I'm guessing the Revive thing is just because they can come back to the point and then just get right back to the game, if ever, right?
Yep, absolutely. That's spot on. That's exactly what it's for. Bottom lane champ dies, they can revive and get back down to their turret before the other guy's able to capture it. It's really good. If you get into a long, protracted fight up at Windmill at the beginning of the game, first person that can die can pop revive, come back up there, and you'll see a lot of those really narrow fights. If it's just 4v4 with no revive, you'll have like one guy, maybe two guys that live with like less than 10% of their health. But if revives are in play, you got someone that runs right up there to clean that up. The only way to counter revive is with another revive, so you have to take revive. One, because it's good, and 2, because you have to take it to counter other revives. And since you can't tell if they're going to take it or not, you just take it anyway.
That
gives you a
is
health boost, gives you a speed boost when you use it. It's just a damn nice asset to have.
from the introduction of this is really, really mind melding slash, very complicated in a way that, you didn't really expect that from Dominion, where Dominion in the first case was kind of like a introduction to just being fun, just having fun and everything, but in competitive Dominion, it makes sense that, the mind game even start before the actual champion select. It starts with actually the summer spells as well. So it's really cool to see this as well. We're going to be seeing both teams coming in. It's going to be Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 2 on the blue side. Purple team going to be paired with We Don't Ban.
Oh. I've got to when we hit the loading screen, I got to start the local recording for the VOD. How do you pronounce your ID?
L3RD or Bird.
Which one do you want me to use?
Bird, probably.
Okay.
Easier.
Okay. All right. All right. And here we go. We are at the loading screen of the first game of Dominate Dominion, the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 7. We have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 versus We Don't Ban. On the top half of the screen, we have Team Tony Hawk 2. We have Yeti Princess X3 playing as Darius, Complex 836 playing as Janna, Cameron playing as Alistar, Hunter of Stuff playing as Galio, and I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but E and a bunch of I's playing as Pantheon. I'm Gander. I'm one half of your casting duo today. Casting with me is...
Bird getting some words with y'all today, and it is pretty interesting to see that E, but it's also pretty interesting to see this Dominion matchup between 2 new teams pretty much. Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 2 and We Don't Ban are pretty new, so hopefully we're going to get a good show from both of them. We'll be fixing up the window really quickly, and yeah, so we're going to be getting into this. What do we expect out of like the level 1, or what is like the strategy that you expect to see from both teams?
Out for strategy, let's take a look at who is where. While I'm sizing up all this, you want to intro the... What's that other team's name? Oh gosh, I forgot.
Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 2 on the blue side. Purple team is We Don't Ban.
Yeah, if you want to read down We Don't Ban while I look over the items and things real quick.
Yeah, definitely. We do have Urgot with Mike Robs going to be playing that, no problem indeed. Slave Train going to be played by Graves. Heavy Mass Sales for the Blitzcrank Ari going to be picked up by Aniad. Lou Monger going to be picked up for Cassidon, and that is going to be completing the We Don't Ban side.
And looking at the look at the items now, taking that opportunity while you were talking, look down at those. We got Tear the Goddess opening for 2 players on the side of We Don't Ban. I feel like they're going to be going for Manamune with those. Casson starting with the Catalyst Protector, probably going to eventually turn that into an Odin's Veil. And look, I was right about the Galio. We do have Galio heading bottom lane against Urgot. Everyone else opening up pretty standard boots, prospectors, item pots. It looks like Alistar might be starting a Phage with the items that he has, and we're going to see the first confrontation of the game coming up real shortly.
We have Yeti, E, and the Alistar going to be picking up the top, while Happy Mass Sales and Slave Train are going to be trailing behind, going to try to cap these down at top. Wow, this is actually a lot of action just for a little bit of a skirmish. Who is it going to be the first one to kind of fight? Is it going to be the first one to fall down, or we'll see how it goes?
Graves getting kicked out there by Alistar. Janna maybe extending a little bit too far, narrowly escaping that right there. We got an airborne that goes off on Slave Train, along with exhaust, forcing him to get out of the fight. They do take Casson down. Casson is the first one, but Slave Train picking up the little bit of health there on his way back into the fight. Half Mass Sales, that Mana Shield has been proc, but it is not going to save him, it looks like. No, he does get taken down. We have Ari and Graves still alive on one side, and on the other, we've got 3. Now it's going to be 2 champs to 2 champs. Is Janna going to be able to complete this cap? No. Ari wisely clicks on that to interrupt it, and Yeti Princess is going to intercept there, but we have revives from both teams now beating up at the top, and exactly what I was saying earlier. You can use those revives to get back up to help clear out the combat that had been going on up there, but even though he does get up to the top, Lawmonger does take a lot of damage, and he does get taken down before being able to kill Janna, and it looks like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 team is able to secure the windmill.
Yeah, definitely indeed. Yeti Princess really, really made that defense line over where Cassidy was trying to make it, and there was no way that Lumonger could stay alive for that long, even though just being revived out. Getting extra health wasn't enough for him. Yeti Princess, I think, get pulled down from the Blitzcrank grab. We're going to see him do some AoE damage to the whole team. Going to pull down onto Ahri, but it's probably going to be taken down from Slave Trade. But the Pantheon going to come back and pick up that Graves. So great 1-for-1 right there. And this is still a big siege up for We Don't Ban right now.
Yeah, We Don't Ban still has to do with that Janna. Janna didn't operating at low hit point, but maximum effectiveness this entire time. Pantheon being able to clean up that fight a little bit. Now we have Alistar up here as well. Ahri trying to dash on out of that fight. Happy Mask Sales pulling Alistar over to him, but is going to retreat right out after that. That E going in there. Yeah, he's going to go for Blitzcrank and help take him down. Laumonger almost out. Alistar wisely retreating from the fight there, and Kassadin going to get taken down as well. Tony Hawk Pro Skater still firmly in control of that top point, and Janna yet to be, I believe.
Yeah, I think Janna has been really, really focusing down. Oh, we did see a pick up from Graves onto Pantheon. Sorry about that, missing that. But yeah, Janna, I mean, is really strong in this, and this is the first time like seeing that like supportive play from a Dominion. Like usually I just see aggression. But yeah, this is really fun to see. We do see the relic actually being picked up by Yeti Princess. What does the relic kind of signify in this game of Dominion?
The person who has the Storm Shield is a scary person. You don't want to engage them and take that first bit of damage. You want to be kind of calculated with the way that works, and they also want to deliver that in a very precise manner. We got 4 people coming up to the windmill right now. It's very, very low on, and there we go. It does get neutral. Everyone unloading on the Yeti Princess right now. Darius seems to be the target of choice. We got Pantheon coming down from the top, and in the game he is right now. Immediately taking out Kassadin. Blitzcrank hanging out just above the tower there, trying to disrupt any captures. Maybe he's going to go for interrupting Alistar. No, he's going to hang around back there. And another narrow escape for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 right now. It's not over yet, however, with Graves nearby, and Blitzcrank still in the fight.
Yeah, definitely. Like Blitzcrank is trying to try to disrupt as much as he can, while Graves kind of goes back and gets that healing in the items right now. Really quick in the item build, like anything you see differently, or anything that's surprising to you right now?
Everything seems to be pretty standard so far. CDR boots, Brutalizer, you know, for Darius, and have Mass Sales finally getting caught up here above the windmill, and he's gonna get taken out. No one dies in exchange for him, as the windmill is left open. And looking at the builds, everything seems pretty standard. The mobility boots on Urgot kind of make me raise an eyebrow. Maybe that's just personal preference. And there we go, up at the windmill again. Nope. We don't ban getting pushed back away from that tower once again.
Yeah, Yeti Princess and Complex are really doing some really major work, kind of defending this tower pretty easily, actually, from the team, and just disruption is really problematic from Complex right now for We Don't Ban. Bottom lane matchup right now, I mean, we don't see too much, but here we come with the aggression. Great job by Pantheon picking up on Ahri. Now the double kill, or the kill from Darius. We're going to see if Carman can get around and get Slave Train. Slave Train's going to be poked down. Zephyr going down, and the damage coming from Pantheon just going to be too much.
Yeah, even though they've only been at 3 caps. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is definitely in a nice spot so far in this game. They've been very secure up at the windmill. They've had a couple of close calls, but were able to quickly get those points back. And down at the bottom lane, I mean, Urgot hasn't really been able to leave his tower. He hasn't really been able to get out and be effective, you know, in any fights. Hasn't really gotten any kills on Galio or anything like that. Things seem to be pretty stable down at the bottom lane. In the middle of the map, though, they have found Janna. Janna's gonna go ahead and she's gonna ghost and speed shrine her way out of that mess. Blitzcrank, though, getting caught by the entire team, and he's taking a bunch of damage. Mana Shield gets burned right through like it wasn't even there. Kassadin, there we go. We got that infinite escape I was talking about before the game started. Rip walking right on out of there. Graves getting taken down. That puts them in a very good position to try and make a move on this tower. And look, we got Urgot up here now. Urgot and Ahri seemingly having traded places here. It looks like they're going to try and employ him up here instead. Maybe Ahri will have better luck against Galio down at the bottom. They are able to get them off from capping that tower. Kassadin gets taken down. Very nice move by Alistar there. We got the position reversal. And a creep wave, though, sneaking in behind. I don't know if Urgot's going to be able to hold this.
No, but I think he's going to definitely take down that Janna, and we're going to see Cameron try to get down from the Happy Mana field. He's going to get the Blitzcrank grab. One more shot, one more try. We're going to see it coming down. Actually, dealing with Power Fist first, and that's a really smart idea. Getting Mike Robs to get that damage onto Alistar right there. Oh my gosh, Alistar's still going to come out there. What the freak? Oh my gosh.
Dinner is getting away.
Oh.
Okay, we got him.
The robot did take him down, but it did trade off because Darius did pick up that Urgot, and we're going to see Happy Missile. You're going to use that mana barrier to try to get away. We're going to see if the damage is going to be enough, but Pantheon still being Pantheon, getting man mode, no problem.
Yep. Pantheon having an excellent showing so far this game. Picking up a lot of kills, doing a lot of damage here, but it's up to him and Darius to defend this point up top. It's 3 against 2 up here right now. Everyone else seems to be down, hanging around the bottom end of the map or back at the summoner platform. And there we go. Oh, we got a shot from Graves. There's that AoE damage spreading out between the two of them there. It's going to be really tough for them to defend this with their short range compared to Urgot, Graves, and Caston being able to poke from a little bit of a distance. We got a creep wave coming up to Janna, though, moving around on the back end of the map. Wow, that's a nasty shot from Graves right there. Takes down Pantheon, and Caston, though, getting the bad end of that there, too. Now it's just Alistar and Janna up here to defend this point. A lot of contention at the Windmill. Offensive Garrison going down. No, defensive Garrison?
I think it was a defensive Garrison.
Going down. I just didn't see the bar moving.
No problem. And Happy Messiel is going to be trying to help out his buddy Mike Robs right here, but Mike Robs is caught between 3 CCs in a hard place. Going to get caught down and going to take out the Urgot is Alistar. And Eddie is going to get A on Happy Messiel and probably try to take him down, but that mana barrier is pretty high. Zephyrx going to pick up that help, and then Pantheon still going to pick up that kill. Lumonger, too tough is that comp right there. That tankiness between Ia and Cameraman is just doing really, really good work for the team right now.
Yep, Alistar getting taken down there, but enabling that, delaying them long enough for them to be able to get that neutral as Pantheon and Janna do walk away from that point. Remember, as long as you're in control, 3 points to 2, you apply some pressure, you don't need to get that capture. You are still causing the enemy team to tick down. You can get that neutral and get back. Or you can put pressure on, get a couple kills, and move back. And Mike Rob's getting caught out away from his point right here. He's getting jumped on, and no, Pantheon's going to opt for Slave Train instead of Mike Rob's. Put a bunch of damage on him. We got the silence goes off from Blitzcrank there. Laumonger taking a serious beating, but he's going to rift walk on out of there, and it's just Janna now.
Oh, that's a great trade for We Don't Ban, and We Don't Ban is actually in a little bit of control. Hopefully they can get up to the top turret, but they kind of chased a little bit, and it looks like Happy Messiel is not going to be able to support Mike Robs over the top capture.
Misses with the grab there, trying to go for Janna, but Janna does get up there and chases Mike Robs back away from the point to stop that capture. Still in control of that windmill, have been for quite a long time. Position reversal right there puts Janna bad spot, but Janna's like, no, get away from me, hands off. This body is not for touching. Pushes those guys right on out of there. Hides right behind the meat shield. That's a good support. Oh, nope, flashes away because she knows Caston can jump on after her. And Slave Train, trying to poke in a little bit there, but it looks like both sides are just going to break off the engagement for a little bit, maybe look for a better position here.
It looks like Lumonger's going to go to the speed shrine, going to see if they can get them around. He's going to come out right behind and going to go stun him down, but nothing really going to be happening. And they're going to keep on pressuring this top turret right now for We Don't Ban. So, Tommy Haw, Pro Skaters too. I think you're a good game. I think you're a better team right now doing this awesome work onto We Don't Ban right now.
Yeah, it hasn't been a sort of a landslide in Tony Hawk's favor. They've had some narrow misses up at the windmill so far. There's definitely still a way for We Don't Ban to come back into this fight, but Mike Rob's getting caught up at the top once again. Slave Train, a lot of damage being unloaded on him. Pantheon going straight for him, ignoring Blitzcrank. He really wants to get Graves down. He knows how much of a threat the Graves can be. And now, with Happy Mass Sales, Blitzcrank being the last one alive, they are going to converge on this tower.
And Happy Messiel is going to take all the CCs. Darius is going to go with his ultimate, try to dunk on him, and he's going to be able to pick up the kill. It's Alistar actually through that passive. And it is going to be a capture, but there is 2 people at bottom trying to capture up the Dominion hull point, so that's really, really good for We Don't Ban, but per se, this is really, really tough to see for We Don't Ban right now.
Yeah, and Laumonger, no, not gonna go for that push. She's gonna recall. Janna's gonna cut in behind, however, seeing that Ari's trying to retreat. She's gonna try and get that airborne. Does miss the airborne, but Galio is able to land that hit and take her out. And they're gonna go ahead and let that point go. Blitzcrank is taking the drill back there. They're letting him get that cap on it, doing a little bit of a poke, a little bit of an engagement there. Damage onto Mike Robs again. He seems to be one of the 2 focused targets this game so far. And wow, Yeti Princess getting pulled into a bad spot, getting chased out of that fight immediately. Happy Mass Sales doing the best that he can to disrupt, and it looks like E is going to get taken down. And they are able to secure the drill once again. We Don't Ban now in control of their midpoint.
Yeah, definitely indeed. I think turning out First Skater 2 kind of overextended just a little bit. We did see like a 3-2 split, and bottom was trying to get capped. But now this is a kind of opportune time for We Don't Ban to come back in because they are full health. while the top two, Yeti Princess and Cameron, not really too high. We're going to see Cameron use that pulverize just defensively. Dunk going down, but nothing going to really happen, and Cameron's still going to be able to take down, and Ned, with that Ari, going to be able to pick up a double kill, no problem.
And they are able to get a hold of the windmill now. Now, We Don't Ban has their 3 points. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 now taking down. And if they can keep control of that point, they will definitely be able to mount a comeback in this game. Dominion is a game type where you're always able to make a comeback. I've seen them be as low as, single-digit numbers to 0 at the end of the game, leaving just Ari up there to defend right now. As Complex comes up, nope, gets taunted, bunch of damage goes off on her. Is she going to be able to kill Janet? No, she is not. Well, I ate my own words, and they tasted delicious. Pantheon goes down as well.
The Ari now being the great defender at top, does have a Rylance and a Vampire or Hextech Revolver, so definitely going to be able to spell Vamp as much as he can. Cameron going to get shot down from the Blitzcrank grab, and now We Don't Ban is on the offensive with the Blitzcrank riff walking Urgot and riff walking Kassadin and Urgot being the very ever so tanky mobile AD carry right here. While Graves is going to be protecting bot. So it's great switch up from We Don't Ban right now. I like what they're doing right now as a team.
Both teams are actually building pretty fragile. If you look at their items, on We Don't Ban side, you see a couple of Frozen Hearts, but on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 team, you don't see a lot of defensive items. You see a very large offensive focus. I mean, there's an Abyssal Scepter in there, there's an Odin's Veil, Galio's going defensive, but I mean, Pantheon's building a lot of damage, Darius building a lot of damage, he's got an Entropy, not a Frozen Mallet there, and we got another engagement going off at the top. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 is trying to make a move on this turret, and whoa, that damage right there, a lot of it getting spread around by Graves there. Janet getting forced away from the fight, having to back off or risk getting killed. Laumonger going to go ahead and rift walk out of there. It's one of the things that Kassadin excels at. Janet going to get taken down, and now Carman, the last man standing, or Cameron, excuse me, the last man standing, is able to get that Ari kill, but he is going to pay the price in return. However, down at the bottom lane, Galio has made a move and has been able to neutral that turret.
Yeah, he was actually taking out Graves, and Graves is actually pretty high. Can kind of still take him down, but we'll see Galio kind of retreat. And we're going to see the top just being held up by We Don't Ban still, and We Don't Ban is doing some really good stuff. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, I mean, they're still in the driver's seat. I mean, it is 372 to 92, but, right now the pressure is on them to actually try to recapture this top point.
Yeah, with a lead as significant as that, they are able to kind of let things go for a little bit, regroup. They're definitely not in a frantic mindset now, probably, because it's like, oh, we're still, almost 300 points out in front. We can still make this happen. There we go. We got Alistar catching, reinforcements from We Don't Ban in the middle of the jungle. His teammates cap up at the top at the windmill. It's a very good play to do, delay for your teammates to be able to secure the point. But now that both teams are up there, all it's going to do is take one click to interrupt. We got Exhaust goes down. Mike Robbs tries to flash, but doesn't get very far. Is he going to? Yes, he is going to go down. But Kassadin comes into the fight now. Splashes a lot of damage between the Rift Walk and the Force Push, and he is able to secure that double kill. Turns things right around to secure the point.
Yeah, definitely indeed. I mean, all that damage coming out from Ned and also the Graves, really, not Graves, but the Loomongers helping out really well. We're going to see Slave Train actually come back in from the revive, and we're going to see if he can catch up to Galio. That's really happening. Rob's going to be using the Hyperkinetic Transfer Reverser, and we're going to see if the damage is going to be enough to take down Hunter stuff. Going to be collateral damage. Oh, that heal from Bulwark going to be able to just stabilize him down just a little bit longer.
Pantheon coming down to the bottom point. They do not want them to take this. And that's going to go ahead and that's going to scare Urgot and Graves right away from there. Janet getting caught in the middle of the map by Kassadin and getting chased away there. Oh, she wisely doesn't head up to the middle bushes there and avoids Blitzcrank as Cameron picks up tries to pick up the Storm Shield, but then misclicks and gets that interrupted. And Kassadin going for him right in the center there. You see him sticking his head out, but the rest of the team turns to converge on him right away. We got the airborne that goes off on him. He just needs a Rift Walk, and there it is. And starts getting away.
Yeah, definitely a great job by Kassadin just to get away from all that damage. We're going to see trying to see up is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 on the top line. They're going to try to take on that and focus on the Ari. Ari's going to be taking up pretty fast, and Happy Master, even though being a little bit tanky, is not going to be really focused on. We're going to see if Kassadin can get out, but no, the headbutt's going to be enough for Kassadin to be taken down from Cameron, and we're going to see if Mike Robs is going to be taken down as well. Happy Master super low, going to be taken down from the bleed. Mike Robs is going to be taken down as well before Pantheon does go fall, unfortunately. But great job by Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 taking that top turret yet again.
Yeah, once again, they are now going to be in control of this game, and just like I said, they had plenty of time. They had a big enough lead that they were able to kind of wait for things to go their way before being able to turn around. And now, We Don't Band's in a pretty dicey position as they're taking down, once again, their sub-100 points against 300. So there's a 200-point-ish deficit they're going to have to climb back up. And every second they waste gives them less and less of a buffer zone to be able to make that play happen. Ari and Caston up at the top of the map right now, and it looks like they're going to split 3 top, 2 bottom for their next play.
That's going to be really interesting to see. I mean, Pantheon does have that ult if he needs to kind of push it down, or top lane if needed to be. We're going to see, and yeah, they're going to be pulled upon yet again. Yeti Prince is going to take a lot of damage. We're going to see the drops down from a Ned, and Ned is going to be taken down from the Pantheon drop pretty much. Happy Maciel is going to be taken down really low with the blade. We're going to see a lot of filter damage from the Kassadin, and we're going to see if bottom lane right now, Lumonger is going to be probably getting away, does whip off, but does not get away just because of the exhaust down. But we're going to see if Galio can take care of this 2v1 because this is really, really strong.
Yeah, and there's a position reversal though. Galio does get taken down, but Urgot goes along with him, and Darius with a recall there goes right on back to the bottom, chases Graves away, is able to save the point from getting neutral, but not able to save it from getting captured. However, on the other side of the map, the drill is captured. Looks like Cameron's going to hang out and try and defend this. Nope, the rest of the team's going to turn around. Looks like they're going to try and make a play to keep it alive. No, after that ult from Blitzcrank, they're like, you know what, we don't want any of this. Our hair's all frizzy now. It's not a good place to be.
Definitely not, and that's why that is going to be We Don't Band's point yet again. But losing that extra point plus that point over at the bottom, the one with the quad is the Boneyard, is that right?
Which one? The bottom
left, yeah.
The bottom left, is it the Boneyard or the Quarry?
Yep.
I don't remember.
Well,
He's getting caught in the middle by the Speed Shrine over here. That's just really ugly. Walks right up to that Speed Shrine, gets caught in between all 4 members of We Don't Band, gets taken out very, very quickly. Very unfortunate there. Yeti Princess getting caught above his tower, and catching them split up like that, We Don't Band is able to get 2 kills, maybe go for more here.
The pull going to be onto E. He's going to try to get away. We're going to see a lot of damage just coming out from Maned, and we're going to see Yeti Princess come right back in with the revive. Going to pull out and going to go Dunkel Master mode onto Blitzcrank right here. We're going to see the switch up from Urgot. Yeti Princess is going to be taking a lot of bit of damage, and Ned's going to be taking a lot of damage too. But we're going to see Yeti Princess and Cameron take the Pilters, and we're going to see if Rygraps can take it down. But all for naught, it is probably going to be too late. It looks like it is going to be time for We Don't Band to go.
Yep, Tony Hawk's Pro Sphere 2, the victor in that game, 280 points to 0 in a 20-minute, 27-second game. Seemed one-sided. Looked like they were going to mount a comeback there towards the end, but it wasn't quite meant to be.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. I mean, this was exciting per se, but it was also really interesting to see the strategy both with, like, what do you want to call when you want to go up top or when you want to go on bottom. And for these 2 new teams, they showed up a pretty good show for it being what it is. For my first cast as a Dominion kind of caster, but also just in general for the first
look
team.
At those assists. Look at the assists on Janna.
20?
That's pretty sick.
31, 0,
31
4.
assists on Janna, and only 4 deaths.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes on a support you will see them not take revive just because they typically don't die. You usually see that on Janna or Lulu.
Just because
when they get played.
They kind of play it
once in a while.
Right. That's good.
If you play them really well, you don't have to worry about getting killed here. I don't know what the next match is going to be. Let me find out here. For those of you asking about KDA, we will do that. Oh my God! To the 6 people that PM'd me.
KDA, right here.
We'll do it.
Right here.
Like in game, there's a toggle.
Yeah,
down what their names are.
I'll push that next time. I pushed the toggle for Dominion points as well. But yeah, I'll remember that. My bad, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah, just leave it on KDA because the Dominion one is really silly.
And pointless.
Yeah, it doesn't give you any of the data that you need. It's kind of sad.
No problem.
Yeah, we are on it, guys.
Sorry about this. Again, this is actually still my first time doing this, but round 2 is going to be starting up soon for Dominion.
I'm going to check real quick, find out which match is next. And then we will hop into the lobby for that, and we will bring you the next game. Yeah, both teams, though, in that last game, look at the post-game lobby. There's not a lot of durability going on either side. Most of it was in... What is that team's name they just played? We Don't Band. You know, they had a couple of Frozen Hearts. You know, they had a couple of HP items. You know, Tassin had a Rod of Ages and Haunting Guise, but there wasn't anyone that was building really tanky DPS. Everyone was like mostly DPS with like a hit point item. You know, see that Ari with she's got a Ride. Everyone seems to have like one defensive item. They didn't incorporate a lot of defense into their builds.
Right.
You know, and both teams did that way. So both teams were pretty fragile. And that I think that accounted for a lot of the sort of way that
Flipping
both
back and forth.
fights tend to just be, you know, Graves would drop an ult, or Blitzcrank would drop an ult, and people's health would just vanish. It's like, where did everybody's health go? And that's definitely a contributing factor. I'm checking with FeedT to find out which game is next if we are following the brackets, which we do sometimes,
Think
don't other times.
so, but we'll see.
If we're following the bracket, we're going to be doing Point Defense versus Tony Hawk 2.
Turn Air Persecutor 2? Alright.
Yeah.
Cool.
We might see Point Defense versus Dom for Fun. I'm a big fan of Dom for Fun.